It's Tom Petty, 98.7 WFGR, free falling. It is 7:51. Andy O, Dave Cackley. Nice day on tap today. A little warmer, but I'm getting to you. Don't worry. We'll get you there. I see your hand up. Dave's a little nervous. He sees other people in the studio, and he's like, I gotta have time to talk, man.
I was just going to say.
What were you going to say?
That Tom Petty, Free Fallin', the Full Moon Fever Tour, first real concert I ever saw at the Palace back in 1990. Wow. Because I don't count Steppenwolf because that was at the Berry County Fair. And they opened with Magic Carpet Ride and Born to Be Wild, and then everybody left.
Man, is that going to be a chapter in your book?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
when I write my memoirs, the February 1990
that's going to be the chapter.
Concert.
When I saw Tom Petty.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Lenny Kravitz opened up for him, by the way.
I was at that show.
Yeah.
I was.
Really?
Yep. I really was.
You didn't say hi to me.
Well, I didn't know you back then.
Okay.
You weren't that big of a deal.
Well, times have changed. Now
yes, they have. Now you're on TV.
Okay.
Look at you. Ooh. Just give us a little traffic report.
All right.
Something people are actually interested in.
Fine. Moderate heavy traffic flows up and down 130.
Wait. Did you buy tickets for the Tom Petty show?
No, actually.
Of course not. Why would you actually pay for something? Go ahead. Do your traffic.
Are you done? Thank you. Moderate heavy traffic flows up and down 131 to Ford on 96 M6. So look out for backup southbound 131 at Ann Street. 2-car crash there. No reported injuries with that, but that's backing up traffic all the way to Comstock Park, 28th Street at Clyde Park. Look out for ongoing construction delays there. Looking pretty good. US 31 Holland to Muskegon. No reported problems. That's traffic on 98.7 WFGR.
All right. So I don't think it's any big secret that you and I are kind of suckers for a good cause.
Always.
You know what? If we can lend a hand or get the word out about something, we are all in, especially when it comes to, let's talk a little bit to Laura Kitts here. Laura, good morning.
Good morning.
Tell us a little bit about the Family Hope Foundation.
We are a nonprofit organization, and we support individuals with special needs and their families.
Yeah.
We have a couple of very large programs. Our biggest is that we provide scholarships for therapy that's not covered by insurance. And secondly, we provide family fun events because it can be really, really challenging for people with special needs kids to get out, do fun things all together that everybody can enjoy, that they can afford, that is not very stressful because stress is pretty high as it is.
Sure. Now, one thing you might not know about us is that we have been heavily involved with special needs kids for quite a few years now with a group called No More Sidelines.
Yes.
That was founded out in Muskegon.
Fantastic.
And when we heard about your event coming up at the Deltaplex, which you're going to talk about in a couple of minutes, I got a hold of Cindy, who is in charge of No More Sidelines, and she's going to put that out in the newsletter.
Fantastic.
So you'll see some folks coming down from Muskegon, and this is
thank you.
Great event, great organization.
It's a very endearing group of people to be a part of.
Yes, I have heard of them. It's wonderful.
Well, I mean, not only that, but anybody that's dealing with an autistic child or a Downs kid
Special
or
needs
anything
kid,
like that. The thing that we took away, at least I did anyway, was how much absolute unconditional love you get from these kids and these families.
It is incredible. It is more than you could ever expect it to be. If you've never experienced it, if you've never been around families like this, it uplifts you in a way you can't even express.
Well, I really appreciate that you say that because we actually have a really huge need as well for volunteers on the day. So that was a perfect segue. I'd love to have anybody who'd love to be filled up for a few hours to come on out and give us a hand.
Talk about the event coming up at the Deltaplex.
Absolutely. It's on Saturday, September 28th from 10 to 4.
Okay.
It is for individuals with special needs and their families, young and old, no age requirements or disability requirements. It's for everyone and the entire family. And that's really the purpose. We want families to be able to have joyful things to do together, to experience fun together instead of splitting up. And so we are having a day that is really detailed and planned just for our families.
Sure.
We have a number of things that, we've really taken into consideration. Of course, the venue is all barrier-free and accessible. We also this year are partnering with the Deaf and Hard of Hearing Services because they're providing interpreters throughout the venue for people who have hearing loss or are deaf and use sign language.
Cool.
So that's exciting, a new thing this year to really open it up for everyone. We're having carnival games. We're having a petting zoo, magicians, you name it. All the fun stuff that our families can't typically go out and do. we have it there for them.
How did you get involved with the special needs families in the community and stuff like that?
Well, I have a daughter who has special needs myself. She's 12, and so that's where I started my learning curve.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
And so then we founded Family Hope Foundation about 3.5 years ago, and the premise is really to help provide that scholarships for therapy, because we saw it was a small group of parents who started the organization. We saw in our own families, when we were able to provide the therapy that our children needed, a whole shift in the family was created. It wasn't just our child who was able to develop and grow and thrive. It was our whole family that was able to develop and grow and thrive. And so we wanted to be able to support all other families to be able to have that for their child.
Talk about, and this is going to be kind of personal, but I think you can probably handle this. When you first have your daughter and you find out that she's special needs, talk about your initial feeling of, what's next? I mean, as a parent of a special needs child, what's the first feeling you have when you get that news?
That's a hard one, and everyone handles that sort of thing differently. It's definitely a grief cycle, and that's important for everyone to realize, because as with any type of grief, it's a cycle, and it never goes away. It's something that you work through, and then years later it could come up again, and you have to work through it all over again. Every time your child might miss a milestone, whatever that is that's important to you, you kind of grieve that all over again, depending on what their disability is and what their abilities are, which is what we always try to focus on, really.
What about some of the surprises that because you know what, we get around these kids, especially the No More Sidelines group, and I bring them up again because it's really our greatest experience with special needs kids. But what are some of the greatest surprises that you find? Because some of the personalities on the kids we know,
it's
they're unbelievable.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
My favorite thing, personally, in the last year with my own daughter, like I said, she's 12. She is severely impaired, has a lot of challenges, but her sense of humor has evolved so much in the last year that I just crack up.
Yeah.
Like almost on a daily basis with her now, because she's nonverbal, has no formal communication, but she gets the jokes, and she will laugh, and she will participate and engage in that kind of humor, and it fills me up. It's so fantastic.
If she's nonverbal, does she have the ability to type things and stuff like that?
She doesn't have a formal communication system. She's working on an iPad through using pictures as some communication, but it's a long, slow process.
Right.
Yeah. Well, awesome. I can't believe that. Go ahead.
Yeah, you brought up the scholarship aspect of this, which a lot of people are. That's one of the big things, because the expense. It's not just the emotional issues, which are difficult, but the expense when you're dealing with special needs kids as a parent, they can be astronomical.
It is. It's exorbitant. Families are just really tapped out emotionally and physically and financially.
Sure.
Absolutely.
We'll talk about the event now. What's it going to cost to get into this thing? And
we strive to keep all of our family fun events low cost and low stress. We want families to be able to come, enjoy it, and for parents to take a deep breath and relax and have fun.
Good.
And so the cost is just $5 per ticket.
Okay.
And we do have free tickets for you fellas to give away today.
Oh,
fantastic.
Yeah, we don't need to give those away. People can pay to get into that. Not everybody's a cheapskate like you.
What? Don't cost nothing. I'm there.
Dave will probably take the tickets for himself. Well, I got to tell you what, and I think I can tell you this with all sincerity.
Yeah.
Anything we can do to help you,
whatever
let
you
us
need.
know.
I'd love it. I'd love it. Keep plugging. Let
to
people
think
know.
To think that people are out there, and it always comes back to that one mom, that one mom that's going to say, you know what, this is not going to be my child. Right. You know what I mean? I'm going to make this kid's life as good and as whole and as happy as it can be, no matter the challenge. And it always comes down to one person, just like you.
Thank you. And
that's
the
pretty
other
amazing.
thing I do want to mention, now that you bring that up about moms and empowerment and really looking for everything they can for their child, in addition to all the fun stuff that's a part of our day, we also have over 35 vendors right now, nonprofit organizations, for-profit organizations that are all around special needs individuals in some way from the community, who will be at our event for a resource fair as a part of the carnival. So each booth is next to a carnival game, so the kids can play and the parents can actually have a conversation and get resources and information. So there's going to be a lot of stuff there that is really useful and helpful and fun for families.
I got one final question for you. When your daughter was first born, and you were going through all those emotions, did you ever stop and think that, wow, someday I'm going to make that difference? Did you ever stop for a second and realize what kind of role you were going to take in the community?
No, you don't have time to stop and think.
You know what I mean? Look at what you've done.
Thank you.
That's an amazing thing.
Thank you very much.
You should be very proud. We're proud to have you down here.
Thanks for having me.
We'll put this all up online at WFGR.com. The Family Hope Foundation, Laura Kitts. Good luck.
Thank you.
And we hope the carnival's great up there at the Deltaplex next week.